Welcome back to episode 34 of the Figuring It Out podcast.
Episodio 34 de Figuring It Out podcast.
I'm so sorry, my name's Dominique. And this is a weird intro, but you know what? I feel like it's been a weird day.
It's been a weird life, hasn't it?
I mean, that's why we're figuring it out.
Always in a constant state of figuring it out. How the hell are you, Dana?
I'm quite alright. I've had a very peaceful day. I started my morning with my boyfriend. We took a midday nap. We ate some samosas. And then I smoked a little pot.
Wow.
And now I'm here.
So you just had a perfect day.
I'm just, it's my day off. It's a me day. The only thing I didn't take advantage of today was walking my dog.
Okay. But was it even nice outside?
Tomorrow. Yeah, it was pretty nice outside.
I didn't leave my house today. I threw up water upon getting to work.
Love that.
20 minutes into getting to work. And I was like, alright, guess today's not the day. So I've been having a chill day.
Yeah.
I mean, nausea layered on top of the chillness, but chill nonetheless.
Chill all around.
I'm washing my freaking sheets right now.
Productivity.
Thank you.
Even though you're throwing up, you're still getting something done.
Exactly. Push through it. Push through the vomit. Push your fingers down your throat.
Just get it together. No, let's not do that.
Well, I mean,
we are not promoting anyone making themselves throw up.
Don't make yourself throw up, guys. Don't listen to me ever.
But you know who we should listen to?
Yes, who?
Our guest this week.
Who might that be?
I don't know. Who the fuck are you?
Hello, my name is Amanda Marie.
Hi, Amanda Marie.
Hi.
What do you do?
I like to paint and make art.
Yeah.
Yes.
What type of art do you do? What type of painting do you do?
I would express my art as expressive.
Okay.
It is very heavy. Like for a lot of people, and I know it comes from a dark angle.
Yes.
It's not everybody's cup of tea, but it definitely shows a lot of expression.
Yeah.
So that's how I usually answer that question. It is expressive because it ain't wrong.
True. I, for one, love your art.
Thank you.
Every time I look at it, I'm just like, wow. I really feel like I'm getting an inside look into, just some part of you.
The black hole. The abyss.
But it's so deep, and it's so, it kind of punches you in, a really heartfelt way. Of, I kind of relate to whatever she's got going on.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It's very emotional. I really, really appreciate your art.
Thank you.
Especially the colors you use and the mediums you use. Is it all paint?
Yeah, it's paint, acrylic, watercolor, pencil.
Do you do, mixed media?
Yeah, that's, my biggest thing, is mixed media.
Yeah.
Oh.
And during Valentine's Day, you made woodworking signs, right?
Oh, yeah, I had the little plaques where I wrote, anti-love quotes on them, and, I sold a few that they were fun to make.
Yeah.
I was kind of going through something at that point, so it was nice to, vent through that.
Yeah.
And
make a quick buck.
Yeah, make a quick buck as well. And, I sold a few, but now, looking back on it, I kind of feel bad. Because I feel that, I kind of spread some sort of negativity almost.
Yeah.
Right.
I understand that.
I'm looking back on it now, I'm Amanda, maybe that wasn't so cool.
But you learned from it.
Yes.
Exactly.
And now, maybe not do that anymore. Maybe move on to selling a different type of art if you want to sell art at all.
Yeah, I was just feeling, really, down in myself. But it was a nice, outlet, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah, and people found relation to it. So,
yeah. Some people in the position where they were buying your art, they might have been in the same spot.
Yeah.
Same exact spot you were in. And now they might look back on it and be like, okay. I'm better now, but this is still a cool-ass piece of artwork. Because they were very cool.
I hope so. Thank you.
Okay. So, would you like to jump into our previous guest question?
Absolutely. Our previous question comes from our previous guest, Mr. Joe DiGiacomo. And he would like to ask whether...
Do you believe in space?
Oh, man. Yes, I do believe in space.
Yes.
Space is real. It's a thing in the sky.
Yeah.
Lots of stars.
Lots of stuff going on out there.
Lots of things that I really don't like to think about too much.
Not too much.
Are you
Not
scared
too
of
much.
space?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of in the same way that I'm scared about death.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of the inevitable.
The unknown. Yeah, exactly.
The darkness.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. But stars are pretty, like constellations.
They're pretty.
Gorgeous. But when you get up close, they're burning gas bubbles.
Yeah, and that's
terrifying.
I truly thought stars were star-shaped in my childhood. The 5-point star, just burning balls of gas in the sky, guys.
That actually brings me to a question that I have for you.
Okay.
Do you have any memories of childhood, of misconceptions that you had as a child that you then grew up and were like, oh, mountains aren't just the clouds on the horizon?
Oh my god, that's such a good question. I would really have to, like, I don't know if I could answer that right now.
Okay, we can come back at the end of the podcast.
Okay, yeah, okay. Wow, that is a very, like, I've never even thought of that before. It was probably something really stupid, though, too. Like, not knowing if, like, what the ocean was made of or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, or, mouses actually live in, have little furniture inside your walls.
I wish they did.
I wish they can.
That's still true for me.
Honestly, whenever I own a house, if I have mice, you bet your ass I'm putting tiny furniture in my walls.
You get a chair and you get a couch.
My husband will kill me.
I think my favorite part about the tiny, like, miniature things is, like, you can make, like, a bowl out of a bottle cap.
Very true.
A chair out of a... What are those things that go on your thumb when you're sewing?
A thimble.
A thimble. Very cute. I'm into the miniature stuff.
The miniature aisle of Michael's.
Oh god, I haven't been down there yet. I might go and never come back.
Kind of expensive, no lie. For
tiny things.
For tiny for itty bitty teeny little forks, it's like $4.
I'm never going to eat with this fork. This is ridiculous.
I don't think you could pick up a grain of rice with that fork.
Okay, so I'm gonna kick off my questions with: do you watch the news, or do you keep up to date with current events?
I tend to keep up with current events, yeah. Like, the really big events that happen. For example, yesterday there was actually a shooting at a STEM school in Denver, Colorado.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and it's, like, so scary to think about those sort of things because it's, like, you know, that could have been my friends at Stockton University. Yeah, exactly. That could have been my friends up north in school. That could be me in the fall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It can be literally anybody in school. It can happen to.
Yeah.
But anybody anywhere now. Like,
yeah.
It's a shame that we have to live in that constant state of fear. I find myself going to events sometimes, and it's like, all right, flashback to what happened at Ariana Grande's show, flashback to what happened at
Vegas.
Christina Grimmie's show, like, insane.
Yeah. These situations have stopped me from going to concerts and things like that, just knowing that, like, I don't fucking trust people.
And that's the point.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's literally the fucking
Especially
point.
knowing that a lot of places around us don't, like, have very good measures of checking bags or anything like that. Like, they'll look in, move your stuff around, and then, like, throw you off.
Oh my god.
So, like,
the things I've gotten through security, they're not very thorough.
Yeah. And most people don't even, like, pat you down. So you can hide anything anywhere, especially women.
Especially women.
You got big enough hair, you can stick a few things in there.
Exactly. And I mean,
wear a wig. Tuck it under.
Exactly.
I've been spending a lot of time in New York lately because I just started dating a guy who lives in Brooklyn. And
congratulations.
It's been wonderful. He is an awesome person. But it's like, you know, I have to go through Penn Station and I take the subway now. That was a very big...
You take the subway?
It was so scary.
Learning the subway's hard. It's traumatizing.
I've never done it. Whoa.
I mean, like, every time I do it too, I'm like, okay. But, I mean, like, anybody could just be holding whatever on the subway next to you. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I think there was some guy who had, like, an axe in a plastic bag or something.
Casual, yeah.
Yeah, like, just hanging out.
It's like, I bought it from Lowe's.
Like, I don't understand, but, yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
Subways are its own ecosystem.
Oh my, there's people in
Public
there.
travel is its own ecosystem.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Very true. Like, the bus stations in downtown.
Yikes.
That sounds like a horror story.
It is. What is something that makes you wake up in the morning?
My art.
Yeah?
Yes.
Is that what, like, really pushes you to just, like, keep going and, like, just you want to keep making and expressing yourself?
Yeah, I'd say art, because I definitely haven't gotten done with making all of it yet. Definitely nature, the world around us. I love it so much.
Yeah.
Like, just everything, like, that's my happy place.
Yeah.
And I mean, you take making art in nature, it's like, holy moly, you got something.
Bring your paintings outside.
Yeah.
Like orgasm.
Exactly. Yeah. And honestly, I am very lucky to say that, well, with nature also goes hand in hand with my studies. I really do enjoy that.
Yeah.
And my family, honestly, my friends and my family really do keep me waking up every day. And I realize now, being older, how lucky I am to say that.
Yeah.
You know? I've really, like, found my way, and it's just, I mean, each day, I mean, you know, sometimes you do wake up, and it's hard to wake up in the morning.
Right.
Every day, it's like, you know, pulling yourself out of bed, it's really not the easiest task.
Everyone has those disappear days.
Absolutely, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like those little gems of inspiration. I mean, seeing a freaking bird outside. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, I guess, like, I'll wake up today, I saw a cardinal, okay, whatever.
You gotta find
if that
what
bird's
motivates
living,
you.
I can live too.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's a great way to think about it. Like, alright, if that bird can fly out of its nest today, I can at least get out of bed and take a shower.
Yeah,
like,
something, yeah.
Baby
something.
steps.
Tiny accomplishments.
Yes,
Exactly.
exactly.
One builds on top of the other.
Yep, exactly.
So then what do your average days consist of?
Well, lately I was taking a semester off of school because of my own mental health. I had to take off because I was getting extremely overwhelmed with how much school was. And also there was some personal things going on in my family. My mom is actually in remission from breast cancer.
Oh,
now.
that's amazing.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I was just dealing with all of that at once.
Yeah.
And it's like, I had a really bad breakup not too long ago, so it's like, all of that, like, just piled on top of each other. I was like, I need to step back and take a break.
Yeah.
And focus on my art. And, you know what I mean? Just take this moment.
Yeah. That's good.
And at first, I felt really bad about it.
Right.
I was like, you know, like, I'm not really working. I worked, like, here and there at an old job that I had, and I did pick up an anatomy class. But, you know, I've really learned that sometimes, like, even though this society presses on you so hard to keep working and keep being in school and, like, measures your level of productivity by how much you're doing in a day.
Right.
It's like, holy moly, I feel like I'm 60 years old.
Yeah.
And I'm not.
Yeah. I just recently have gone through something similar where I was in childcare for a year and I had just a mental breakdown of, like, I can't do this anymore. I'm not happy. I don't know what I'm doing. I feel so, like, scared every day, and money was such, like, a awful thing that I just, like, broke down, like, nearly put myself into the hospital because I was like, I can't do this. And then thankfully, like, got myself into therapy, like, and I did the same thing. It was like, I need to just focus on my art. I need to focus on the podcast. I need to focus on the little things that are making me happy, and fuck how much money I need to be making. Like, I need to focus on me because I'm the only one keeping me alive. And that's, like, it. Like, sometimes you need to say, fuck you, society, and just take care of you.
It's a real bitch sometimes.
Yeah.
It's so, I mean, especially, like, you know, our age bracket, it's like, it's so much pressure on us.
Oh, yeah.
Genuinely.
Yeah.
Like, we're supposed to be married by, like, what, age 35?
Something like that.
Like, something, like,
Yeah,
you're
but
supposed to be
10
done.
years ago, it was, you were supposed to be married by 25 and have your first kid by, like, 25. Like,
Oh my
the day
God.
of your wedding, you're
Oh
supposed
my
to have that
gosh.
child.
I know 25-year-olds. I cannot imagine.
Yeah.
A lot of them having children just would not go well. I mean, you know, to each their own. Some people it might work better, but I mean, I've been hearing nowadays that 35 is the new 25.
Yeah, you know,
In a
like,
way.
it's pushed up a little bit, but I
Yeah.
still feel like that's
very soon.
Yeah.
It is very soon. I feel like we along with society putting these pressures on us, we also have, like, beyond the woman's biological clock, like, other biological clocks.
Yeah, true.
You know, because it's just like, if you don't get this done by this certain time, then everything else won't fall in place for the future. And it's just like, that's no way to live. That's no way to live, to constantly be, like, looking to the future and just worried about it and worried you're not doing everything you're quote-unquote supposed to be doing in the time that you're supposed to be doing it. It just is not fair.
But everyone has their own timing.
Everyone has their own timing, and we so often forget that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
exactly.
like if you don't have a kid by age 35 or whatever, like our biological clocks are, it's like maybe you weren't supposed to have a kid at age 35.
Or maybe you weren't supposed to have a kid.
Or maybe you're supposed to adopt. Maybe you're supposed to foster kids. Maybe you're supposed to be just the cool aunt. Who knows, right?
There's so many life paths that to deem any one the right one just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you believe that every person has a set life path, or do you believe that as day by day we create our own path?
I believe that like there is kind of like a very light skeleton of how your life goes, but each day that you live, you alter that. And it's like, I feel like there's multiple paths that you could take in your life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't feel like there's one straight line.
Right.
I feel like there's like 7 different forks in the road.
Right.
And what you do every day determines what road you go down.
And some things, if you go one way, but then in another situation you go the other way, you end up on this path anyway.
Yep.
So like...
Exactly.
But see, that's why I wish that like life was actually a video game. So you could go back to the menu and be like, okay, this is the map.
That'd be so nice.
I started here and now I'm here. What happened?
All right, so I'm gonna take you back.
Okay.
Couple of, however.
Couple years, couple months. What are we talking?
I don't know.
Couple potatoes.
It's up in the air. Describe your life at 18. How does it compare to your life now?
My life at 18, I thought I had everything in order. I thought I had my ducks in a row. Definitely didn't. Had something big coming for me in the next year. Huge heartbreak. Huge just realizations about people in general. 18.
Feels like a lifetime ago.
It really does. It feels like forever ago.
I'm sure you've lived many lives since then.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
It's funny because it's like I feel like I've been the same person since I was like first grade.
Right.
I've just evolved.
Right.
You know what I mean? But there's been so much happening in between.
Like, you're still that first grader, but there's other yous, like, stacked on top of that for the you that is now.
I've known Amanda since 6th grade, and she's still, like, personality-wise and, like, heart-wise is the same person she was in 6th grade, which is a good thing.
Yeah,
You're just so true to yourself, and you always have been.
That's all I got!
But you're just... Your energy's amazing.
Yeah, I'll never forget one time we had, I think, a recovering addict come to our school to give us a lecture on, like, her life and what went wrong and what, she's doing now. And I just remember Amanda taking a moment and just, you know, letting her know, like, how awesome it is to, like, for her to be doing what she's doing and, like, how thankful everyone is that she's there, like, sharing her experience. And it was just so... That moment, like, it still sticks with me. It's something that, like, sometimes I think about. And it's just, like, that's the kind of person that I think Amanda is. Just the kind where, like, she will take that time and just notice you for doing something good.
Very true.
Yeah.
One of my biggest memories is Amanda running at me during 6th grade gym class because her shoes couldn't stop. And then she was like, I'm gonna take you out! And then tackled me to the ground because we were playing kickball, and her shoes were too slippery, and she couldn't stop running.
They were probably like, bought from like Kmart or something. Oh my god.
Oh my, it was
Kmart for embarrassing hazard.
You know how you have those like random memories that when you're driving they just like play in your head and you're like, whoa. That is one of those memories that like plays in my head. I'm just like, Amanda. I love her.
Kickball queen.
Do you have a time where you wish you spoke your mind but you didn't?
Yeah, I honestly, with past relationships, I feel like I definitely should have stood up for myself more and nipped things in the butt while they were happening, and when I was feeling like I was being taken advantage of or something, I really wish that I stood up for myself then. But I mean, it just kind of makes you, even though you have that regret, wish I did that, like, you know what I mean? It's just like, it makes you prepared for next time. It makes you stronger for next time, you know? And I guess a lot of my art is about that as well, about feeling vulnerable at a certain time, and then, like, I guess having that strength now to confront it in a way and kind of say what I want to now.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. I like that.
Thank you.
It's really good to learn from your past experiences.
Definitely.
Always.
It's necessary if you want to grow.
Absolutely.
I was just going to say, if you're not learning, you're not growing.
Yeah.
Very true. Nurture yourself. Nurture your soul soil.
Grow through what you go through.
Soul soil.
All right. So, what is a skill that you wish that you had?
I wish I was musically inclined.
Yeah?
Yeah, I tried playing the banjo not too long ago, and I can't do it. I can't.
How many strings is the banjo?
4, I think.
I think some have 4, but then some have 5.
Oh.
4 or 5. I think mine has 5. I think.
I'm not sure.
Did you try looking up, like, online how to play?
Yeah, many an old man in a flannel teaching me the ways.
If anyone's going to teach you how to play a banjo, it's probably going to be a man wearing a flannel.
Yeah.
Did you just, like, kick into a saloon around here and was like, teach me the banjo?
I was trying to. There's, like, a church group around here that, like, meets up every, I think, 3rd Sunday or something. But I broke the string on my banjo. I was like,
oh my gosh. It's a sad banjo now.
So now you just hang a broken banjo on your wall, the
Yes.
memory of what once was,
What
or
once
might have
was.
been.
Yes. Maybe
I mean, it's
one
kind
day.
of cool to think about, just a banjo with, like, a lone, broken, curled up string. It's just, like, there's a story there.
Symbolism.
Symbolism!
Besides the banjo, what instrument would you want to be able to play?
The drums.
Ooh.
Oh, wow, yeah.
That's
so
such
cool.
a powerful instrument,
Yeah.
and, like, being, like, angry, you would never feel any anger.
No.
You'll have to, like,
Yeah,
a
no.
show.
God, that's a whole body instrument, honestly.
It's like the equivalent to owning a punching bag.
Yeah.
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 Mm-hmm.
Only you're making pretty sounds with your punching bag.
Oh,
Yeah.
cute.
Horizontal punching.
Or
Horizontal
really,
punching
really
bag.
loud sounds that upset your neighbors. And they're like, Mark, stop!
Get a job, Mark!
What is your go-to form of communication?
Maybe not in a good way always, but very direct, honestly.
Yeah.
Just picking up the phone and calling
Yeah.
and fixing things immediately. I
Right.
want them fixed and addressed as soon as possible, and that doesn't always work out.
Yeah, I can see why it wouldn't work because some people are so non-confrontational, but I
and
think
they
it's
don't appreciate the bluntness.
exactly, and I think it's so good to be straight up.
Yeah.
As long as you're not doing it in a malicious way, and as long as it will be beneficial to, like, the overall, like, relationship or situation, yeah, be as fucking direct as possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also, it's like, you know, think before you speak a little bit. Sometimes you
of
just gotta
course.
step back
Yeah.
and then address it.
Sometimes
and
you gotta
not-
sleep
You
on
have to
it.
think about it a
And
little.
it's like, I can't. My anxiety's too bad to freaking... Like, I can't sleep. I'm thinking.
Oh, God, yeah.
And speaking of anxiety, how do you handle your anxiety? Is there any techniques or hobbies that you've picked up to, like, really hone in on it?
So the times that I feel most anxious, like, was actually a good example. Coming over here, seeing you guys for the first time in so long, I did feel quite an amount of angst. Quite an amount of anxiety, excuse me.
You're fine.
And, you know, again, going through the city, sometimes it's been very, very anxious doing that. But I guess my best way, which is honestly pretty challenging, is grounding yourself and being mindful and literally just focusing on your feet on the ground and being like, okay, I am in this present moment right now, and what's coming at me, I will handle it as it's coming.
Exactly.
You know, because that anxiety makes you jump so much. And also, I mean, when I'm feeling, like, generally anxious about, like, an event tomorrow or something, I'll journal about it. I've been really good with journaling. I've been proud of myself with it. And painting, of course, and honestly, being in nature. Walking.
Yeah.
Getting that, like, nervous energy out.
Yeah.
And
Walking
some
helps
sort of
me
way.
a lot with my anxiety. Taking Squish on a 2-mile walk.
Right. Because it's like, it's an excess energy almost
Yeah.
that you
Yeah.
need to, like, expend.
Yeah. A mile and a half in, I, like, feel this, like, weight lift from me, and I'm like, oh, I can feel the air in my lungs, and then I'm like, yes, bitch. And then I get home and I'm like, oh, I'm anxious again.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, usually when I get home, if I'm still, like, thinking that way, usually journaling and painting. Just, like, or honestly, sometimes even watching, like, YouTube or something.
Right.
Just because
it's a distraction.
Yeah, it's distractions, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
It kind of soothes your mind.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like anxiety and stuff, it's something that you have to manage. And it's something where, like,
100%.
you like, anxiety is kind of like a bad habit in a way.
Yeah.
So you have to find good habits to replace it almost.
Yeah.
You just got to do your best with that kind of stuff.
Like grounding, exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
right, exactly,
being
literally.
mindful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Being like, I am here, I am now. That's what matters. Like
Yes.
you said.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. My therapist taught me to find a calm place and, like, create this beautiful, like, take a snapshot in your head of your perfect day calm place. And every time you feel the anxiety, like, bubbling up and coming, just go, okay, I'm in my calm place. These are the details of it. And this is what's going to calm me down. And then once you're there in your head, you're like, okay, I'm there and I'm calm. And anything that's happening, I can do it.
Yeah, and that's like another form of grounding.
Yeah.
Being mindful. Because it's like, even though you go up in your space for a little bit, it brings you back down.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Exactly. What is something that makes you lose faith in humanity?
The environment.
Please go on.
Climate change is a real thing.
Oh my god, isn't it?
So many people are just... I feel so bad because, like, this is what I'm studying, this is what I'm going into, and it's just, like, I understand the plastic straw movement. Like, you're right. You're 100% right. Recycle. Even though there's, like, 7 types of plastic, and we only recycle 2.
Yeah.
Keep recycling, you know? But it's the big companies and corporations.
Exactly.
I found out something actually kind of heartbreaking recently. I haven't done much research about it, so I might be kind of wrong, but I've heard that China is banning the intake of recycled plastics from America now. So recycling doesn't matter anymore because it's all just going to go to landfills because China's only making new plastic and cardboard.
Yeah, they was doing that with cardboard for a while. They weren't taking
Yeah.
the cardboard. It had to do something with our president.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good.
So,
I mean...
term's almost up.
Almost. We'll see what happens second term.
We will see.
Register to vote,
Please
guys.
vote. Save our country.
But yeah, like you said, I feel like growing up hearing about, like, you know, reduce, reuse, recycle, turn off your lights when you're not using them, turn off the water when you're not using it. Yes, that does make an impact. It's very important to do that. But the biggest thing is the big companies.
Yeah.
What the fuck are they doing to help our climate?
Nothing.
Making
more
emissions,
waste.
more waste, exactly.
Yeah.
And what can we do about this?
Well, I mean, if they can say, you know, we are using the most cost-effective things, whatever, but it's like, okay, you're saying cost-effective, so you could have more money in your pockets,
Right.
But it's like, if you spent a little bit more and had green filtration systems and green ways of disposing of your waste and making sure everything is, like, proper and right, then, like, okay, you're losing, like, a few $100,000, but we get, like, maybe 500 more years on Earth, maybe?
Yeah, unless we're just too far gone at this point, who knows? But it's like you said about, like, the low cost, them preferring to use low cost materials to save money. It's like, yes, their goal is to make money, but if there's no world to live on, they ain't gonna make money no more. So let's extend the time that you can make money in the meantime, if it's that important to you.
Very true.
It's ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
This shit is ridiculous.
She said it, y'all.
That just brings me back to that just beautiful, beautiful video. I feel like Amanda is already giggling because she kind of knows what I'm talking about.
What video?
The Bacchio hit is
ridiculous.
Oh my god.
Can I have your number? I can't.
Can I have your number?
Fucking
Can I have it? Is your boyfriend at the concession stand? He getting Mike and Ike's? You like Mike and Ike's?
So I actually wanted to wrap the conversation into the end the stigma movement. I wanted to know a little bit more about that. If you could explain to our listeners who don't know what it is to start.
Okay. Yeah, there is a I guess, a movement going on right now called End the Stigma. And it's about the stigma that is around mental health, how people feel around people who have mental illness, and possibly themselves being diagnosed with mental illnesses and things like that. And actually, May is Mental Health Awareness Month.
It is.
Happy May.
Happy May. And, like, the reason why I'm so passionate about this is because, you know, I have my own mental illnesses and things like that. But also, I feel like my art brings that to the surface and makes you kind of stare an uncomfortable emotion in the face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, sometimes I feel like my artwork does exemplify anxiety or depression or paranoia.
Yeah.
Like, and I give these things faces.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, you're looking at that.
Yeah.
And that makes people very uncomfortable, which is understandable. But I feel like it needs to be talked about.
Yeah.
I feel like we really need to break the stigma that is around mental illness because it's such a big thing. 1 in 5 people have mental illness. So, like, take that in your class. Like, your class size. Average size at Ocean County College is 30 people. So, like, that makes, let's see, that makes 6 people in your class have mental illness.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like, if I think about myself sitting in an auditorium with 30 other people, it's like, okay, I have mental illness. I'm fine. Like, it's okay. The person sitting next to me isn't freaked out by me, even though it is, like, visual in my own sense. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not disrupting anything. Like, even though there's a whole thing going on in my head right now, it's like, and some people can't contain that, but that's okay, too.
Yeah. Right.
You know, it's just, like, I feel like if more people talked about it and weren't so scared about talking about it, I mean, it is a very scary thing.
Of course.
But it's just like, if we talked about it, it would promote others to not be so scared about how they're feeling.
Yeah.
And I feel like a big part of it, why there's a stigma, I mean, of course, like, movies and horror movies and things like that. Like, that movie that just came out, like, 2 years ago, Split or whatever.
Yes.
Like, that, like, really villainized people with multiple personality disorder. And it's like, you know, those people struggle so hard.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine what they're going through. You know what I mean? It's like, that movie didn't do anything for it. But, what was I saying? Sorry. So, I feel like it's just a multi-layered situation going on. Because stigma around it, I feel like people also feel like they're needy.
Yeah.
If they're calling out for help, and it's like, you're not needy.
Yeah.
You're ill.
Yeah.
Like, you don't feel well.
Right.
This is real. Because you don't feel well.
It's just like having a cold.
Exactly. I saw somebody tweet something saying, we need to stop waiting until you hit rock bottom for people to get treatment with mental illness.
Yeah.
And they said, you don't break every bone in your body before you get help for your arm.
You don't.
You know?
Yeah.
It's almost like people, like, they're afraid of having emotions, let alone talking about them. They think any emotion they have that isn't, you know, strictly good vibes and positive energy is toxic.
Yeah.
I also feel like with people, from a perspective of someone who has a certain sort of mental illness, it comes from feeling like a burden to other people. And me, for one, I waited until I hit rock bottom to go see a therapist. And that's because I didn't think I was bad enough. I didn't think that I deserved to see a therapist. I thought that other people needed my spot more. When that's not the fucking case. There's hundreds of therapists in our vicinity for the reason of, you feel like you need to go see someone, go fucking see someone. There's no need to wait until it's so bad. If you feel like you need to, just go.
Yeah.
Especially if you can afford it and all that stuff. And if you can't afford it, there's all these different apps.
Yeah.
There's the Calm app, BetterHelp.
There's Talkspace.
There's even group therapy. You should look at,
therapy
like, if you don't...
Interesting,
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have a place to go, if you can't afford therapy, then I recommend looking into group therapies. A lot of them are, like, self-funded and like volunteer sort of thing, and they're okay. They're nice. I mean, but you know, if you have nothing, then it's a start. I mean, honestly, if you're thinking about going to therapy, then like why not? It only betters yourself. There are going back to what we were talking about, society, how heavy it is, how pressing it is. It's like, how can you really expect to handle all these things at once? Everybody needs a little bit of a roadmap.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you can't do it alone. Just life in general is hard.
No, yeah.
Piled on top of this this constant pressure. Yeah, you can't do that alone, and you shouldn't feel bad about reaching out for help, but sometimes you do, and you can't help that. It's a weird loop.
Yeah, and you know what? It's like the skills in therapy that you are given.
Yeah.
You become that self-reliant person anyway. Okay? Maybe you're needy for a little bit of time. Maybe you need to call your therapist at 3 a.m. because you're freaking out for no reason. But it's like, okay, but if you continue therapy,
you're going to hit a breakthrough.
Exactly. You will get...
You'll crash through that glass ceiling, Charlie.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you ever faced like stigma in the workplace, like with your mental health at all?
I have faced stigma on multiple levels. I've faced stigma with meeting boyfriends' parents, their mothers. I've witnessed some stigma in the workplace, not really. They can't see me right now, but I do have visible self-harm scars on my arms. And to be honest, when I first got them, I guess you could say, I don't really know how to put it, I was very not ready to show them to the world. And that's okay. Like, for those who do have them, like, it's okay to not show them right away. Like, we all have our time. It's okay. But, so that was, like, I guess my thing with stigma is about, like, people asking, even though they know very well where these could possibly be from.
Yeah.
Like, I remember I met my ex-boyfriend's mom for the first time. She said, "What'd you do? Get a fight in with the cat?" And she was, like, kind of like a rocker mom, edgy bitch, too. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know.
Yeah.
You're aware of this kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's not rose-colored glasses for you. You know how ugly people can get.
Yeah.
You know? So, ugly, I mean,
emotionally?
Yeah, like, yeah, that's what I mean.
That's a good way to put it, though. I like that word for that kind of situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an emotional turmoil that has to come out in some way, and sadly, it's a self-harm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your question.
What are you doing right now to support the End the Stigma movement, and what can we do?
Well, what I'm doing is what we're doing right now. Just honestly being honest and open, speaking about my past experiences. And that's really all you can do. I mean, if you see a friend and maybe they just went through something that was really scary or, life-changing, and now they're not really acting the same, just reach out, be like, hey, do you need something? I'm always here if you need me. Like, just really that sort of thing. Bring your own experiences up. And I'm not saying, like, expose yourself for the whole world to see. You know what I mean? It's not like, tell your story on a pedestal.
Yeah.
To everyone.
Yeah, it's whatever you feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
But still don't hide from it.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's, like, I kind of have to be so upfront with what I go through or what I have been through because it's visible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like I kind of have this thing where I have to be like, okay, I have to own up to this.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's okay. But in my life, that's okay because I've kind of reached that point where I've just accepted it.
Yeah.
And I've also come to a point in my life dealing with my mental illnesses where it's like, okay, this is a part of me, but it's not who I am.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And you just, you just keep working through it. Exactly. You know what I mean?
Now, we're going to start wrapping up the podcast.
Okay.
But before we do, we're going to each ask you one more question. And mine is, I want you to do a 30-second rant. about anything you want. Tell me when you're ready, and I will start the clock.
Get angry.
Oh no, I didn't get angry.
Get heated.
Oh
Get
my
passionate.
gosh. Oh my gosh. What do
Get ticked off, baby.
Okay, alright.
You ready?
Sure.
Set. Go.
I am so excited for everything that life has to offer for me. I'm so happy to be here and experiencing new things. And recently my artwork has been getting out and more people have been seeing it, and I'm so freaking excited. And I'm worried about school messing with my art, but who knows? And I'm just ready for the next day, I guess. Birds rule. Peace out.
That was a
With
beautiful
2
rant.
seconds to spare.
That really summed it up. That was a beautiful rant.
That was the first time we've ever had a positive rant.
I love that. That is Amanda. We love Amanda. I would like to give you a lightning round really fast.
Oh my gosh.
Just really quick questions. I don't want you to think about them too much, right? Are you ready?
Yes.
You can make any animal the same size as a horse. Go.
An egret. That'd be so scary. I'm sorry, it's like terrifying.
Would you eat a bowl of chocolate-covered grasshoppers for $500?
Yes.
Most useless fact you know.
Oh, fuck me. Sorry. The most useless fact I know? Okay, so they sell you hot dogs, in uneven amounts.
Yeah.
And then they sell you more buns. So they,
So you have to buy more hot
Yes.
dogs. Yeah, it's
I
stupid.
knew I didn't fucking like hot dogs.
It's stupid.
Oh, that was really hard. I know a lot of useless things. So that was like...
Well, I learned something new.
And did you think about what you thought in childhood that wasn't actually real in adulthood?
Honestly, that is such a good question. It really is. Like, I've never really even thought about it for myself. Like, I feel like it's something, like, stupid. Like, maybe some, like, type of creature on the bottom of the sea. I don't know.
Yeah.
I would honestly, like, have to just, like, text you that.
Okay.
At 2 a.m. This is my
Once this
answer.
episode is posted, I'll post it on our Instagram. I'll post the screenshot. Now, you are going to ask us and the next guest a question. It could be different questions for us and the guest. It could be the same questions for us and the guest.
Okay, can I ask you both the same question?
Yeah, of course.
What are you looking forward to by the end of the year?
Oh, by the end of the year. Personally, I'm looking forward in my personal life to have enough money to be able to support me, myself, and my Jesus Christ. Me, my cat, and my dog.
Mm.
And then from there, I want to work to supporting myself to move out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
What about you, Dominique?
I'm looking forward to starting school on May 20th.
Ooh.
I'm really looking forward to having a little bit of change in my routine, meeting new people, and learning new things because, god damn, I need it. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Awesome.
What are you looking forward to towards the end of the year?
Towards the end of the year, I hope to get a little bit, just keep going with my art, and just keep this train rolling.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like,
just fucking chug along, bitch.
yeah, I mean, things aren't the best, but they aren't the
Yeah.
worst, so we're just going on the mediocre train of life. We're still like going, so you know, it's fine. And honestly, starting school as well.
Yeah.
Delving more into my studies and stuff, and
Good.
hopefully learning more about myself,
Mm-hmm.
balancing schoolwork and my mental health,
Good.
and
And
that's really
constantly evolving.
constantly evolving. Like a Pokemon.
Gotta catch them all.
Gotta.
Well, Dana and Amanda, if they would like to find you on social media. Oh,
We need to her last question.
yes, okay. Yes, okay. I
Oh God.
out.
Oh, for the other person.
Yeah.
No.
What is something that you would like our listeners to take away from your episode?
Oh, I would like the listeners to take away to not be afraid to be honest with yourself and with others, to reach out if you need it, and to find healthy, safe ways of expressing yourself if you feel need to.
I like that.
I like that a lot.
And Amanda, where can they find you on social media if they want to see your art?
So you can find me at Feral Freya. It's sometimes it's spelled differently, but it's FERAL FREYA. Did I spell that right?
I think so. If not, it will be in the description. And that is on Instagram and Twitter, or just Instagram?
Just Instagram.
Just Instagram.
Yeah, just Instagram.
And Dominique, where can they find you?
If you want to find me, you can find me on Instagram or Twitter at DommyDarko. That is DOMMY_DARK and the number 0.
And you can find me on Twitter at DanaRenee_ and on Instagram at DanaRenee__. We've been through this. DANARENEE_ and _. If you want to see pictures of my face, you can find the podcast on Instagram as well at Figuring It Out _pod and on YouTube.
Woo!
And we'll talk to you next week. Amanda, thank you so much for being a guest.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for being so exciting.
Of course. And we love you guys.
Mwah.
Bye.